Hey kids, welcome to Hanging with Grandma Jane. I'm so excited. Woo! Thanksgiving's coming up. So we're doing a special tribute to Thanksgiving and we're calling it the 12 Days of Thanksgiving. We have 12 great books to read for Thanksgiving. I'm so excited. In honor of Thanksgiving, I got my turkey hat on. You guys ready? I know you want to hear it. Ah! See if I can find it. Ready? Turkey in the straw. Woo! While we all dance through that barnyard door. Woo! Turkey in the straw. And we all go dance through the barnyard door. And we all get together with the turkey in the straw. I love that hat! Woo! It is so fun. Okay, guys, I'm going to take the hat off now. And you know what I'm going to put on? I'm going to put on Grandma Jane's magic glasses. And we're going to get ready to read. And guess what? Remember, yesterday we just elected our 45th President of the United States. That's right, number 45. And so in honor of that, we're going to be reading today Thanksgiving in the White House. I thought that was pretty appropriate for today. All right. President Abraham Lincoln's youngest son, Tad, is very fond of Jack the turkey. He has tamed him and taught him tricks, and the bird follows him all around the White House lawn. But Jack was meant to be part of the first official Thanksgiving celebration. Tad doesn't want his pet to be eaten for dinner, not even for a day as special as Thanksgiving. Well, I wouldn't either. Can he convince his dad to save Jack's life? Let's see. Now, this was President Abraham Lincoln in his time. It's called Thanksgiving in the White House. Whee! There's the turkey following him. Yay! All right, here we go. Okay. Jack, he's a fine young turkey, isn't he? Said Tad Lincoln. I suppose, grumbled the White House gardener. He follows me all over the place now that I've tamed him. Watch! Tad marched right. The turkey marched right. Tad marched left. So did the turkey. He'll make a tasty dinner if you ask me, muttered the gardener, bending over to pull a weed. No, Jack's not food, Tad said. He's a pet, just like my goats and my rabbits. Oh, daddly-daddly-woodle. Ah! Gobbled the turkey. Ouch! Hollered the gardener. I don't think he likes you very much, says Tad. Take him away, said the gardener gruffly. I've got work to do. See the gardener? I've got work to do. Hey, he's also stepping on the flowers down there. Oh, there's the turkey biting his leg. Woo! Gobble, 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 gobble. Tad led his pet turkey around to the front of the White House. You stay here, Jack, he said. I'll be back to feed you later, okay? All right, and there's the turkey. There's Jack. I'll be back. Tad ran up the steps and zipped through the front door, bumping into the butler. Oh, it's you, said the butler. None of your usual mischief today, please. We're all busy getting ready for the new holiday your father declared. Yay! We all know that Mr. Lincoln did declared Thanksgiving. Isn't that neat? Yes, sir, Tad shouted. Tomorrow's the first Thanksgiving day for the whole country. How about that? Everything must be perfect, said the butler as he rushed away. Look at the butler. He's got lots to do. He's a busy guy. Woo! I guess most butlers are. Wow, look at all those people. Tad squeezed through the line of visitors in the White House corridor. He looked all of them over. Let me looking you over. Most were wounded soldiers, job seekers, and widows who had lost their husbands in the Civil War. We'll get into the Civil War another time. For a few hours every afternoon, Tad's father, Abraham Lincoln, the President of the United States, would do his best to meet with the people. Tad dashed to the staircase, blocking the path of a young woman with a baby. Halt! Tad ordered in his deepest voice. 5 cents to pass. The proceeds will help wounded soldiers in the Union Army. But the woman burst into tears. Look, she's crying. Oh, Tad, what's up? What's wrong? Tad asked, startled. Recently I was very ill, she explained, wiping her eyes. My husband left his army post to come visit me. He went back, but they arrested him for desertion anyway. Desertion means just kind of disappearing without anybody knowing. Her lips trembled. Oh, he's to be shot tomorrow. Tad winced. Oh, that's dreadfully sad, ma'am. I pray the president will pardon him, she said. Oh, he will, Tad said, his face brightening. He's my pa, and he's a good man. There are so many people ahead of me, the woman anxiously said. I'm afraid I might be too late. Suddenly, there was a commotion on the stairway above. Tad looked around and noticed one of the president's aides, his mouth lightly drawn, coming down toward him. Your father wishes to see you, the man said. Immediately. How would you feel if you were Tad? Tad turned back to the woman. What's your name, ma'am? He asked. Elizabeth Miller. See, Tad's talking to her. Here's the guy. You better come see your dad right away. Woo! Let me make sure I'm not missing a page here. Okay. The president removed his spectacles and rubbed his eyes. Well, at least tomorrow will be a bright spot, he said, motioning for Tad to come closer. Now, what's this I hear about a toll? It's for wounded soldiers, Pa. I was just trying to collect it for wounded soldiers. Mr. Lincoln put a hand on Tad's shoulder. First you tried to sell our good clothes on the White House lawn. Then you blasted the cabinet room door with your toy cannon. And now this toll. But, Pa, Tad said. His father interrupted. I think it's fine that you want to raise money to help the soldiers. But charging people to meet with me is not the way. I must be available to the people during these hard times. Do you understand that? Yes, Pa, Tad said, looking down. The president stroked his whiskers. Why don't you go back to running your fruit stand? That was a good idea, and our visitors really appreciated it. Okay, Pa, I'll do that. His father winked. But no more tolls. All right, now off you go. There he is talking to his dad. Tad opened the door to leave. Outside, next to his father's aide, stood Mrs. Miller. Tad smiled and went to feed his turkey. Here, Jack, he said, pulling some cracked corn out of his pocket. Pa sure looks worn out sometimes, but tomorrow should do him good. We're going to have a big, delicious dinner and everything. I sure wish you could be there. Oh, gobbled Jack. Tad laughed. I got to find some apples for my fruit stand, he said. As he turned to go, he saw Mrs. Miller coming down the steps. Oh, God bless your father, she cried. He pardoned my husband. My husband will be all right. I told you he would, Tad said. She wiped away a tear and said, Oh, bless you too, Tad. You're welcome, Tad said, and he headed for the kitchen. When he reached the door, he overheard the cook talking to some servants. That plump gobbler, will make one glorious feast for the president. Tad crept inside the door a little closer to listen. What? One of you will have to chop off Jack's head, said the cook. Ted gasped. Not Jack. He turned and ran along the hallway, then tore upstairs and burst into his father's office. Tears streamed down Jack's cheeks. The president was speaking to one of his advisors and looked around surprised. Pa! Pa! They're going to kill Jack. You can't let them do it, Pa. It would be really mean and wicked. There he is. Oh, there's the president. Oh, poor Tad. He wants to save Jack. The president put down his papers. But Tad, Jack was sent here to be eaten for our holiday dinner. I thought you knew that. No, Pa, I didn't. He's a good turkey, and I don't want him killed. He has as much right to live as anybody. You pardon soldiers all the time, Pa. Can't you pardon Jack? Mr. Lincoln sighed and shook his head and chuckled. He reached for a blank card and repeated it aloud as he wrote. By order of the President of the United States, Jack the turkey is to be spared from execution. Perfect, Pa. Here now, show this to the cook. Tad grabbed the card and gave his father a big hug and fled back to the kitchen as fast as he could. Then what am I to make for Thanksgiving? Asked the cook, studying the card Tad had just handed him. I don't know, Tad replied happily, but I know it won't be Jack. I think it's also fitting, he continued, being our first national Thanksgiving, that I read from my proclamation, the document that created this holiday. Tad groaned and wriggled his feet. His mother touched his hand to make him sit still. President Lincoln adjusted his glasses and began to read. I do therefore invite my fellow citizens in every part of the United States, and also those who are at sea and those who are in foreign lands, to set apart and observe the last Thursday of November as a day of Thanksgiving. There's President Lincoln reading his proclamation. Neato! He put down the proclamation and looked around the room. Even in times of darkness and despair, he said, there are still many things for which to give thanks. There sure are, Tad cried. The president smiled and sat down. He glanced over at Tad. Looks like we'll have a fine Thanksgiving dinner, doesn't it, Tadpole? Yes, said Tad, and Jack will too. Look at Jack in his little house all decorated up for Thanksgiving. Aw, looks like they're having ham. That's neat. The end. Wow. That was a great, great book. How about that? Thanksgiving in the White House. And once again, guys, we read this in honor of our 45th president who was elected yesterday. Hey, remember, everybody treat each other well and with respect, okay? This is Grandma Jane saying it. Be good to each other. Now remember, guys, I'm going to put my hat on and I'm going to play it again because I know you guys want to hear it. So remember to subscribe. Woo! Remember to subscribe to the channel because there's going to be 11 more books for Thanksgiving to read. All right, guys, be good to one another. We're going to sign off with Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the straw, well, we all get through the barnyard door. Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the straw. Well, we all dance through that barnyard door, and we all dance together singing Turkey in the straw.